Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha, and I am an innovator, genius level intellect IQ 1000. So today you're about to hear me talk about Eli Jang, my boy Eli from Lookism. What a great character arc. It's a very interesting one because when it started, I didn't realize it was going to be this long, first of all. It's like 11 chapters in. But it was one of those super interesting ones. Because, like, you see Eli since, like, season 1. He's always been a little bit different, a little bit weird. Obviously terrible at giving haircuts. I would never let him touch my beauty. I cut my own hair because, again, level 1000 intellects only do level 1000 intellect stuff. That's just the way it is. But, anywho, yeah, so that's what... when I was reading it, and I was like, and he was so weird, and I wasn't even sure it was him, and I even forgot about Warren, because there's so many freaking characters in Lookism, goddammit. There's too many characters in Lookism, goddammit. Unless they get a lot of time on screen, it's very hard to remember some characters. Some characters have like a mini little display, and then they display again 59 chapters, 100 chapters later, and you have to try to remember who's this guy. Sometimes I literally be like, who the hell is this guy, and why is every comment talking about this person? And I have no idea. But for this one, I did, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I did because my boy, what's his name again? Eli Jang, right? Wait. Yeah, Eli Jang. I almost forgot his name. But no, I think it was, his story is really, really interesting. Obviously, how he met the other two H's and how he became a H eventually, and that he actually started the whole hostel thing. And it's a very sad story as well, because you see that he was left abandoned as a little kid, bro. So he lived out in the street, and that's kind of what made him super rough and super crazy, and he was willing to do whatever it takes to survive, bite you, do whatever it takes, bro. He just did it. And that was really, really interesting. And obviously the girl had a big crush on him. And my guy Warren, man, I love Warren, bro. I have a newfound love for Warren. I kind of liked Warren from the first time they introduced him, and he just looked really, really cool. But Warren Che is super, super cool, and I'm very excited to see what he kind of does. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised that he's not. Well, I suppose there was 3 big H's, right? He was, the 3 of them were the big H's. But yeah, so it was really interesting how they came up with the plan, and then how the crazy dude eventually became the big H, the fake big H, if you could say. And it was interesting. And then I wonder what eventually led Eli to run away. So right now I'm actually about to read part 10. So in part 10, so obviously we're learning more and more about them. We saw that the leaders were interested. The leaders of the whole organization were interested in them, just because obviously these guys are obviously doing smart moves, and they're strong as well. So why would they not be interested? You know what I'm saying? I have to do settings as I'm moving, just because the light changes so drastically from like where I was to where I'm sitting down now. Because I was going to stand the whole way through, but then I was like, why am I torturing myself when I could just sit my ass down and be lazy? But yeah, so it's definitely something I just wanted to touch upon. I think Eli is a very, very good character. And, it always kind of intrigued me that they kept showing him. It's one of those things, it was like, why do they keep showing this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like the author doesn't just show people for showing people's sake. If he's going to keep showing somebody, it's more than likely because they have an importance or a relevant thing to do with the story, and that they're going to get fleshed out later. And that's essentially what happened with Eli Jang. Eli Jang was fleshed out later, and as we're finding out his story, it's a very sad one, but a very interesting one. He almost killed... Oh my days, I'm horrible with names. Warren Che. He almost killed him, but I still think Warren is stronger than him. It's just, obviously, he's a dirtier fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think that Warren is definitely a better fighter, definitely stronger person. Obviously, now I can assume Eli might be a little bit stronger, because Eli is probably a beast right now, because he controlled his mind, and he's like, you know what I'm saying? And that whole thing in the bathroom, that was crazy when he had his baby, bro, and he whooped the living shit out of him. Obviously, I think he had the baby. Probably, I'm assuming he had the baby with the other girl that had a big crush on him. And even though I suppose he was buying into it or whatever. And that could be one of the main reasons why he left in the first place, is because he realized that if he's gonna have a kid, he has to take care of the kid properly and doesn't want him to be exposed to that same universe that he's been grown up in. Yeah, so that's really, I just really wanted to talk a little bit about it, because I don't really see anybody really talking Lookism that much. So I thought maybe I should start talking about Lookism and let people know what I think. Eli Jang is going to be amazing. I'll update you guys when I finish the 2 chapters. So there's probably going to be a cut in the next 30 seconds or so. And then when it comes back, I'm going to tell you what I liked and didn't like about chapter 10, 11, etc., etc. And, you know, if there's any interesting information. And the son here is really, really bipolar. Wow, just finished chapter 10 and oh my god, Eli is insane. Like, wow, that's absolutely kind of disgusting. Yo, I don't know, you guys are I heard a lot of girls, especially big fandoms of this Eli guy, probably because he's handsome as hell, like every damn character in this damn thing. But yo, that was some crazy shit, man. He just went vampire mode and just bit the guy's motherfucking neck, skin chunk off, pow, shit like that, bro. I don't know. That shit sound crazy to me. Wow, this chapter was insane. This is chapter 11 of Eli Jang, so it's 242. But man, we just found out some amazing shit, right? Which is Warren Chase's only real loss. Because let's face it, he was literally tearing Eli Jang a new one. There was really nobody he was losing to be honest. The Baldy, he kind of let him off. He ain't go full out, you know what I'm saying? Because my boy Warren is a beast. He's almost as good as my boy Zach. And Zach, boy, I feel like Drake with the sauce when I talk about Zach Lee. Zach Lee is the best character in this whole damn thing, bro. But anyway, let's talk about Eli. Zach Lee is the GOAT, though. But let's talk about Eli, bro. Like, he is wavy with the shits in here, bro. He just, bro, you know what I'm saying? He came through protecting his family. The whole daddy thing was definitely a little bit, but, yeah, he's not the brightest tool in the shed, on the toolbox, whatever. He's not the brightest tool, man. So obviously, like, yeah, it makes sense that he'd be so retarded. But excuse my word. But yeah, man, it was a great chapter. We find out about Derek and Max, is it? It's Warren Chase only lost, Derek and Max, and I thought that shit was amazing because, like, this dude has 130 fights, 128 wins, 1 draw, and that's obviously against Eli, and 1 L. And that L, ladies and gentlemen, is against Derek and Max, and Derek and Max are beasts, but unfortunately, I don't see them winning this. It's just not possible. The guy they're up against is a chairman. He's different level. He's different level. You know what I'm saying? He was chilling, just seeing how they are. You know what I'm saying? Just checking how they are. Actually, they beat Eli as well, because they're the reason why Eli stopped in the first place. They completely trapped him up, and Eli couldn't do nothing, actually, which is really, really interesting. So yeah, and what I like about the show is that, like, you know, like Vasco says he can beat Dan now. You know what I'm saying? It is Dan, right? Fuck these names, because see, I get confused sometimes between the like English names and the actual Korean names and shit, so it's hella confusing sometimes. Daniel. So Daniel, I call him right, Dan. So Daniel, basically, like, he would lose against Vasco, according to Vasco, and Vasco is not a person that overestimates himself at all. And he says he'd beat Daniel, and I believe him being able to beat Daniel because his strength is just way better. But Daniel has better technique, and then I think when it comes to Zach has way better technique than both of them, and he's way faster. But he's a freaking glass jaw, man. He's a freaking glass, bro. He's a glass cannon, essentially. His power is not great, and his durability is really good, but not great in comparison to some of these monsters like Vasco, who can probably take punches from whoever. And obviously then there's that interesting guy, the Muay Thai guy, who's probably, I believe, the strongest person in the whole series so far. I think probably even above the father. I think he's probably the strongest guy in the whole series so far, and I'm waiting. Hopefully we get a little bit more of him. He killed people in his fights. He was so damn strong. Like, this guy is different. And he trained Vasco as well, so Vasco's gonna come through with some, and he's already been showing that. But this chapter was amazing. Eli Jang is very interesting. I look forward to finishing his story. I've been kind of avoiding reading it just because it updates so damn slowly, and I hate reading like one chapter at a time. So next time I'm probably gonna talk about this is when we move on to a different character, or I'll let you guys know how the story concluded. But yeah, that's my take on the Eli Jang story. I think it's been great. He definitely got Heather pregnant, and yeah, and I think that changed the whole dynamic. I hope Warren Che eventually gets the girl, just because I feel like Warren is more suited for her than Eli, but whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Have you guys read up to the new chapters? Obviously, spoiler alert, I'm gonna splash that at the start of the video just to be safe. And yeah, it's been awesome. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that gang shit, and we're gonna talk more, maybe every day. I don't know, because I'm terrible with timetables. But it's been your boy. Stay lit, stay wavy. You are not around. It's like